So let's talk about something that looks simple on the surface, but is actually a real masterclass in skill. Imagine this. A bespoke oak staircase arrives at your house. It's a kit, a collection of perfectly machined parts, ready to go. You'd think it would be straightforward, but as we're about to see, turning those perfect pieces into a solid staircase is a test of precision, planning, and, honestly, a bit of nerve. And that's the big question, isn't it? A computer has cut every single piece with flawless precision, so it should all just click together, right? Well, not quite. The real challenge is fitting that perfect kit into the very imperfect, unique space of an actual house, with finished walls and floors already in place. That's a whole different ballgame. And just listen to that. That's from the expert himself, Robin Clavette. That one sentence tells you everything. Even for a carpenter who's done this countless times, it's still a job that creates real anxiety. So we're not just talking about assembling a flat pack here. This is high stakes, three-dimensional problem solving. Right, so to really get why this is so stressful, we've got to start where any true craftsman does, with the prep work. The success of this entire job is pretty much decided long before a single drop of glue ever comes out of the bottle. Okay, and this is some crucial context for you. This is what's known as second fix carpentry. It means you're working in a nearly finished house. The plastering's done, the messy work is over. And that's great for protecting this beautiful oak, but it means there is absolutely zero room for error. You can't just knock a bit of wall out if something doesn't quite fit. It has to be perfect. So let's meet the cast of characters. You've got your newel posts. Those are the big, chunky vertical supports. The strings are the angled sides that hold everything together. And then you have the treads and risers, the actual steps. But see that one? The kite winder? That special four-sided step for the corner? Remember that name. It is the absolute star of this whole drama. And Robin just nails it with this. It really is a puzzle. You can't just muscle it into place. You have to stop, think it all through, and really visualize how every single one of these pieces is going to connect with all the others in 3 dimensions. It's a proper brain teaser. And this is the pro's secret weapon. It's called the dry fit. Before any glue is even considered, the entire staircase gets assembled. Every joint, every angle. Why? Because you find any problems now, when you can still fix them. It takes a lot more time, for sure, but it means that when it's time for the final assembly, you know it's going to be flawless. All right, now we are getting to the absolute heart of the build. This is the single most challenging, most critical part of the entire installation. Everything we've seen so far, all that careful prep, it's all been leading up to this one moment. This is it, the moment of truth. You've got complex angles, you've got heavy, awkward components, and you've got the immense pressure of the glue starting to set. It all comes together in one single, nerve-wracking assembly. So what makes this so tricky? Well, the newel post and that kite winder tread, they're completely interlocked. You physically cannot fit one without the other. You have to somehow maneuver both of them into place at exactly the same time. It's like this choreographed dance with heavy oak, and the second that glue goes on, the clock is ticking. You've got minutes to get it perfect. There's no turning back. And there's that word again, anxiety. It just hammers home the pressure of this moment, doesn't it? You get one shot, that's it. Everything has to slide home perfectly the first time. No pressure then. So, how do they get those joints so unbelievably tight? With this beautiful, incredibly clever old-school technique called draw doweling. You deliberately drill the holes slightly out of alignment, just a fraction. So when you hammer that wooden dowel through, it physically pulls the 2 pieces of wood together, creating this immensely strong mechanical lock. It's pure joinery genius, that. Okay, deep breath. With the heart of the staircase, that whole kite winder assembly, now securely in place, the rest of the job is about building out from that solid core and locking the whole structure into the house itself, making it feel like it's always been there. And these are the final steps that really turn it from a collection of parts into a solid, permanent piece of the house. The strings get securely fixed to the walls, the rest of the treads are glued and wedged in tight, and then comes a brilliant little touch to guarantee it will never, ever squeak. Now, this is one of those fantastic little tricks that you only learn from years and years on the tools. So how on earth do you fix dozens of these little triangular glue blocks under a staircase, upside down, with no clamps or nails? You use the glue itself. It's brilliant. You put a generous amount on, push the block into the corner, and give it a little wiggle. You actually create a vacuum, and the suction holds the block firmly in place all by itself while the glue dries. It's so fast, so effective, and it's just a really satisfying thing to watch. So, the staircase is in, it's solid as a rock, but now we get to the stuff that really separates a standard job from a truly professional one. These are the details, the master's touch.
A professional finish isn't just about how good it looks. It absolutely has to be safe, and it has to meet some pretty strict building codes. Now, for stairs, one of the biggest rules is all about headroom. But how do you actually measure it correctly?
And here's the crucial expert detail. It's not 2 meters measured from the top of the step you happen to be standing on. Nope. It's measured vertically from something called the pitch line. That's an imaginary diagonal line that connects the very front edge or the nose of all the steps. Getting that detail wrong could mean failing a building inspection, and that would be a disaster. Here's another spot where that master's touch really shows. It's a detail many people might not even notice, but it makes all the difference. How the handrail connects to the newel post. Now, the kit comes with a perfectly decent way to do it, but a true craftsman will always choose a better way. Look, the kit provides some mechanical fixings, and they work. They're fine. But for a truly seamless finish, a top-tier carpenter will actually cut a slot, a mortise, directly into the newel post, so the handrail fits inside it. The joint is not only stronger, it's completely invisible. It's more work, for sure, but the result is just a beautiful, clean piece of joinery. And this really just gets to the heart of the whole thing. This isn't just a functional object to get you from one floor to another. It's about pride in the craft. It's about making every part, even the bits underneath that no one will ever see, as clean and perfect as they can possibly be. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question about the future of skilled trades, doesn't it? As we get machines that can create these ever more perfect components, does the skill of the human carpenter become more important or less? Well, I think what we've seen today makes a pretty strong case that it's that irreplaceable human element, the problem solving, the hands-on skill, and that relentless pursuit of perfection that really turns a perfect kit of parts into a true masterpiece.